Hello, it's Jaden and Carson on the Big Black Couch podcast, and today we'll be talking about space exploration and basically all the importance of it and why we need it today in our society. So yeah,
Let's get it started.
so early in the early 19th century, we had the space race, and pretty much it's basically revolved around different countries racing.
Wasn't it mainly Russia and the USA, though?
Yeah, the Soviet Union and
Union at the
USA.
time.
They're practically competing against each other to see who can make the best technology and who could get to the moon first.
I think it's kind of a crazy concept because, why do they care so much about the space? Wasn't this during the Cold War?
Well, it was around that time, yes, and
feel
there
like
was there was a little bit of conflict between the USSR and the United States because of communism. So it pretty
Yeah.
much stemmed from communism.
They
if you
definitely
think
could have
about
been worrying about better things in space exploration at the time.
I don't know what you're talking about, pal, because in my humble opinion, I feel like space exploration is pretty important to society. Because think about it. Think about this for a second, okay? I want you to ponder on this.
I'm pondering right now.
So, can you imagine if we discovered another planet where artificial life existed?
Okay, what's that going to do for us, though? Why do we care?
Because
You're going to go be friends with them?
eventually one day, Earth's going to run out of resources and it's going to plummet.
How do you know that, though?
Because it's inevitable. The sun's going to explode.
Yeah, but that's in 10 billion years.
Yeah,
or
but
something.
we're preparing for the future here.
Okay, but you're saying if we find a planet with life.
Okay, but hear this out.
We haven't yet, though. So
There could be more technology on another planet too. Also, just for our knowledge, imagine the brain power we can develop if we just learn about other planets.
If we're going into that planet with the idea of taking advantage of their resources, if they have better technology, why wouldn't they just take over our land first?
Survival of the fittest, pal. They haven't
but
discovered us yet.
If they have the better technology, then we wouldn't be the fittest.
Well, we could either
Element of surprise them.
we could become one with them, and then
Yeah, but they wouldn't benefit from that. I don't think the other life would want to do that, honestly.
I think we can combine knowledge and become one big power. But that's just a hypothetical. I'm just saying, space exploration, we need to learn about all different possibilities. It's endless. It's literally infinite universes out there from what we know right now. So, all right, I'm going to get in some info here about some, major accolades with space exploration here. So, it pretty much began with Sputnik 1. And Sputnik 1 was the first artificial Earth satellite launched by the Soviet Union.
When you say it began with Sputnik 1, are you saying Sputnik 1 like the Soviets did that and it was the USA had to launch back in their minds? Or are you thinking like it already started, that was just the first big event in the space race?
Yeah, so that's pretty much what I'm saying here. So, in my personal opinion, I think the space race actually stems from previous conflict with the Soviet Union. Because if you think about it, there's already this previous conflict, and they're both Cold War. Yeah, that's pretty obvious, but I should say it. So and so they're pretty much trying to one up each other, I think. And with this first Earth satellite launched, I think honestly that just began competition. And in this scenario, competition, it's imperative because competition drives new thought, and with new thought, that drives new ideas, and new ideas stem with important technology, and Sputnik 1 was that.
So do you think overall the space race was good for in the long run?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Because, man, who's not going to want to learn about space? I mean, we all have the thought in our minds, aliens are out there somewhere.
Yeah.
You know?
I think the only thing wrong with that is just the time period when they decided to do it. I feel like they could have waited for the Cold War to end or not, be such an issue at its time.
Why wouldn't they start as early as possible?
I see what you're saying, but I feel like it could have just been timed better because I feel like there were other, they could have put more focus on other things that would have been better, ending the Cold War.
I don't think you're right about that, buddy.
Well,
I don't even think you have the right time period there. I think I don't know if they aligned 100% with the Cold War, but
I believe
I think
wasn't
they
the
did,
space race right at the start of the Cold War?
yeah, I think that is right.
I feel like instead of focusing so much on space, they could have just not like they could have focused on not allowing the communism to spread and cause as many deaths as it did.
I tend to disagree with you there because I just think better late than never. You know what I'm saying? Like, just get that.
I see where
started.
you're coming from. I see. I think there could have been a.
So, yeah. So I'm just glad they got it started, and because think if they didn't get it started then, we wouldn't be where we are today. So yeah. And that began with Sputnik 1, and Sputnik 1 was
So it's Sputnik 1. Does that mean there's a 2 and a 3, or they just called it Sputnik 1 for
there's
for
more.
funsies?
There's more than one Sputnik. Yeah, Sputnik's like it's just the name for it, and it's like the overall plan.
So what was the Sputnik exactly?
So it was an artificial Earth satellite launched by the Soviet Union. So it pretty much got the technology started, and
Was it like a kind of like photography satellite, or like what was the point of the satellite? Was it like communications? Excuse me.
it was launched into an elliptical low Earth orbit by the Soviet Union. It was the Soviet space program, and it basically sent a radio signal back to Earth.
Okay, so it was like more communication than anything.
Yeah. Eventually, though, the batteries became depleted, so that was the flaw in the design. So it took 3 weeks. So basically, it was running for 3 weeks before the batteries depleted.
Yeah.
They were made of a silver zinc batteries, so
Zinc, Zn on the periodic table.
yeah, if you didn't know that.
Yep.
Fun fact for you. They're also zinc is also in some vitamins and like you ever
Vitamin
had a
gummies.
Flintstone gummy?
Some zinc gummies.
So yeah, included in that.
So
too.
was Sputnik 1 just floating around out there still, or did they like fly out and catch him? You know what I'm saying?
It fell back into the atmosphere because of aerodynamics, so yeah. But here's a cool thing about the next Sputnik, actually. So Sputnik 2 was the first dog launched
Ooh.
into space.
What are your opinions on that? Because
Personally, I feel like
wait, before we get into it, did the dog survive? I don't think it will, but just before I have a sure opinion.
I actually I don't know, but before we get into that, I don't think I would ever want to send my dog into space.
I would never send. Actually, I would send one of my dogs into space.
What's your problem with the dog?
I don't like my dog. I mean, I like her, but she's old. That'd be a cool way to go out. You know what I'm saying? Like some people before their dogs die, they like feed them chocolate because they never get to have chocolate. What if you just send that John into space? Like that'd be probably the coolest way to go out because she's probably got like a month left in her. If like instead of putting her down, we could just fling her out to space. I feel like that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if a dog would really like that.
Yeah.
Like she might get scared.
The dog, Lakia, I think that's how you say the name. Laika? Laika? Yeah. So Laika rode, that's the dog's name, by the way, rode a rocket into Earth's orbit 2,000 miles above Moscow.
My gosh. Oh, so this is Russian too.
Yeah. The dog ended up passing away.
Ooh, overheated, cramped, frightened, and probably hungry.
Yeah. The dog did give her life for the country.
I don't know if I would send my dog up into space anymore.
I think the dog's very patriotic, though, but I would trust the
Yeah.
new technology, not this old one. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just glad it was like, I mean, I would have rather had it be a cat sent into space,
You don't
personally.
like cats?
No.
I know you're allergic, but
Yeah.
I mean,
But-
I'd rather not send anything.
I mean, it wouldn't have been smart to send a toddler, that's for sure. So.
Yeah, better. I mean,
But
better
who
animal
knows,
than
though?
human.
They could
in
have done
my
the
opinion.
science, but I'm sure they have. Who knows? I wonder if a toddler's ever been in space.
Hopefully not.
That wouldn't be smart. 'Cause
Maybe-
I don't think the lung capacity can handle the different things and environment.
Pressure and everything.
Yeah.
I think if they should have put anything into space, they should have put like a little colony of stink bugs.
Oh, I hate
I
stink
hate them.
bugs, dude.
And I feel like they're overpopulated, so why not?
Yeah, but low-key, though, they're dying either way. Like,
Yeah,
they're
so
on,
it
like,
doesn't
1
matter.
HP, bro.
They don't really have a long life.
So, you know, like, the blue AR in Fortnite?
Yeah.
So, imagine you got hit with that 3 times below the head. That's, like, a stink
Yeah,
bug,
because
bro.
it does 33 each shot. So
Yeah.
it's like, or each, shouldn't say shot.
So, that's pretty much a stink bug right there. But, yeah. So, Sputnik 2, first dog launch into space. That was a failure. The dog died. But,
That's unfortunate.
yeah, but then 1959, January 2nd, the USSR launches Luna 1.
Luna 1. So there's a second Luna.
So,
Maybe
but
3 even.
It misses the moon,
Oh.
but it became the first artificial object to leave the Earth's orbit. So that was a big achievement.
Oh, so Luna 1, its main goal was to make it to the moon, and I mean,
yeah, but the main successful thing about that is that it left the Earth's orbit, which can cause further.
so Sputnik, both of them never left the orbit.
No, I
they
actually said that they were
okay.
traveling in Earth's
my
orbit,
fault.
sending signals back to Earth. But I don't know, maybe you weren't paying attention for that, but it's okay.
I didn't really hear that one.
It's all right. But yeah, that's Luna 1 right there, and it didn't land on the moon, but it made it out of the Earth's orbit, which is pretty cool.
Do you know what the object was? Like, did they just fling a burrito, or just is that like a rocket?
It was a rocket. I don't
All
think
right.
it was a burrito.
Maybe they. Put
How do you think a burrito would get there? They would just put wings on that?
Possibly. Maybe a rocket on the burrito, like they just duct taped it
I see
on.
what you're saying, but I'm
Probably
gonna
wouldn't
have
make
to disagree
sense.
with
Like,
you there.
do you think there's been a first burrito on the moon?
All right, you think Luna 1 was impactful? Hear about Luna 2. First
All right, let's hear it.
first spacecraft to hard land on the moon.
To hard? What does hard land on it?
It means like
not just hover over
no,
it,
it
just like it
pretty much
touches it?
imploded the moon.
Oh, is that what the craters are?
No, that is not what the craters are.
Oh, the craters are from asteroids, right? Let's look this one up.
That's actually a fun
Watch.
fact.
From the asteroids. Why does the moon have craters? An asteroid or a meteor? Look at that. Call me an astronomer.
Oh yeah, pretty
Space
much.
expert.
I'm pretty sure it's the.
So there were no humans involved in this.
Yeah,
That was
the
Apollo
craters are
11,
just
right?
based on impacts. Pretty much, like, yeah. Imagine imagine me, but like 30 times my size, like
Oh.
300 times my size, just crashing in there.
So
that's what creates them.
big crater.
Yeah. Yeah, so USSR, they're doing all these amazing like creations in space, and Sputnik, Luna.
So they're winning the race right now.
Well, I wouldn't say they're winning the race because it's the first, but they definitely have the advantage here so far. But so USA's, they're like,
Kind of like the tortoise
they're
in the
like,
hair.
yeah, they're tortoise in the hair. They're
Slow
like,
and steady. Like the USA's taking their time to come up with something big.
but they took their time, but they're like, boom,
Boom. They got it.
NASA. Think about
NASA.
that. NASA.
Do you know what NASA stands for? It's
Yeah.
the North American Space Association.
It's actually
Oh.
National Aeronautics and Space Administration.
I mean, that was pretty close. I got space.
Yeah, it's all right though. But it's pretty much a new government agency directly for space exploration.
Do you think they only created NASA because of the USSR? Do you think, like, had the Cold War never happened and communism not have broken out, do you think they would have ever made made
yeah,
NASA?
for sure.
Eventually.
They still would have done it, but
Probably wouldn't.
I don't think communism was the driving factor. I think the actual like conflict between USSR and USA and the drive for more competition is the reason.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So not directly from communists, but
Yeah.
that caused the beef. So. Yeah, but
Really
here we got
sparked the
some
race.
big stuff coming here. So first human in space,
First human. Who's that human?
Yuri Gagarin.
Gagarin. Kind of sounds like David Goggins.
Kind of sounds like,
Maybe they're related.
yeah. Yuri. I wonder if that's
Yuri. There's
Yeah.
a UFC fighter named Yuri.
didn't ask, buddy.
My fault.
But it was launched again by the Soviet Union. So the Soviet Union got this W too for a one orbit journey around Earth.
Wait, so this was by the Soviet Union, you
Yeah.
said? Okay.
Yep.
Not
April
NASA.
12th, 1961. This occurred.
All right. 1961. I bet you my...
So, you know JFK, short for John F. Kennedy?
Yeah.
That was a president.
Was
in
there?
the past?
There was 2 JFKs though, right? Like his son.
Yeah. There's the guy. He's gonna run for president. I think he might be an independent. I'm not sure. It might be. I don't know.
Is he still in the
I don't know
runs
much
right
about
now?
that. No, probably not. He's
I wish he
pretty
was.
unpopular, but now you don't even wish. You're just making it up for the podcast, pal.
That's what I'm saying.
But
I don't really like our candidates this year. But let's not get into
all right,
that.
let's not get political here,
Yeah.
pal. Before I
Before you unleash the knowledge train.
yeah.
All right.
But,
Yeah, we can stop that
let's go
conversation right
here.
now.
Project Gemini. Think about that, Project Gemini. I'm
Gemini's a
actually a
cool
Gemini,
name.
so
Gemini,
there's a fun
that
fact
like
for
the
you.
sign, the
Yeah.
space sign. Oh, space.
Space.
Maybe-
It is, 'cause
maybe
it
it
has
has
stuff to
something
do
to
with
do
the
with-
stars
yeah,
and
that's what I'm
the
saying.
pattern of the planets. But actually, though, like, I'm a Gemini.
I'm a Pisces, I think.
You're lying, but
Yeah.
Project Gemini was a goal established by JFK to land on the moon. So, like, you know how they had the hard land? He's trying to get a soft landing with a man, like with men, with
so like
astronauts.
comfortable landing, like
Yeah, like
So Project Gemini was
so
before
a hard
Apollo
landing.
11.
A hard landing would be like
just,
say you're running
you
like
just chuck something like so. I know
no,
what you're
say
saying.
you're running like super fast, bro, and then you just run into a wall and then you die.
Yeah, what if it's like a spike and like a little lob? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if a hard landing would be like if they just spiked it on the moon, almost blew it up.
Yeah.
And then a soft landing would be like they lobbed it, landed really light, no damage, nothing.
Nothing at all. So that's their goal.
Keep the men
That's their
inside
goal.
safe. Those glorious men.
Here's where the turntables. Here we go, like a shift from the
Tables turn.
the USSR to United States. Apollo 11.
Apollo 11.
Apollo 11. Crew
Okay, so-
members Neil Armstrong and Edwin Buzz Aldrin made the first lunar landing on July 20th, 1969.
Lunar as in the moon.
Lunar is in the moon.
All right. So you said Apollo 11, correct?
Yeah, that's the
So
mission.
that means it's the 11th, or they just named it 11 for funsies?
No, there's different ones. They like, I'm sure they tried like 10 other times and they just
Yeah. Maybe it's like the 11th prototype or something.
That's exactly what it is. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, the mission set foot on the moon between. Yep, they landed on the moon July 20th, 1969.
So two men?
Yeah, my grandma was actually alive for that. And
She was? She
there's a
remembered
key
it?
memory. There's actually a lot of like people believing that the moon landing was fake. I don't know. What are your opinions on that?
I can honestly see it. Like, I could see that's something they would do. Because if they were, like, in the space race at this time, that could be something that could, like, be influential. Like, that's our main, like, polling point in the space race.
Yeah, but there's literally a flag on the moon, so I don't know what you're talking about.
As of right now,
As of right now,
it's still there.
I think so.
I want to see a picture. You might need to pull that up.
I don't
Current
know. I
flag
can see
on
how
the
you
moon,
feel that.
USA.
But they put so much money into it. They definitely landed on it. They couldn't fake it. They didn't have the technology to fake it, like the AI.
called,
They didn't even have artificial technology.
They had some good actors back then.
I don't know about you, but
I saw something and it was like the footprints, something with the footprints, and it was like concrete evidence
Nope,
that the moon
that's
landing
not
is
true.
fake.
Moon landing's real. I was there. No, I wasn't. But
Yeah, you were not there.
I was in my dream. I had a dream about it. So yeah. it's
Let's
real.
be honest. If we were to look up at the moon right now, could we see the flag? No. So we have no proof.
All right, we're moving on because you're pretty much delusional, pal.
All right, buddy.
You've never even been to the moon to tell me that. so-
Neither of you, pal.
How do you know?
Yeah, no one's been to the moon.
I actually went to NASA though.
You did.
So in
you
Florida-
you have like a first-hand account.
Yeah, Florida near Cocoa Beach. I went to the NASA place and
Do they have any information about the moon landing there? Do they have the set where they filmed it on too?
No, I did get a little one-on-one picture with my boy not Arnold,
Armstrong?
Armstrong. Yeah,
Is he still alive, or is it like a little wax?
it was like a
figurine?
picture and it was like a life size. And
I see what you're
I
saying.
also went in this really really big place where they like launched the rockets out of, and I got to see a rocket launch. I did see that.
A real, like, where was
Yeah.
the rocket going?
It was just gonna go like over the water, and it was gonna drop down.
Like a
and
rocket
fall
as
into
in
the
like
water.
transportation, like
No.
space, or like a bomb? Like,
No, not a bomb. Like for information and stuff. And
what is a rocket informing us on?
So the rockets, like, it pretty much just gets information. And
Bless you.
oh, Thanks. But they just basically just go around getting information. Satellites. That's how they get like a bunch of electricity and stuff. They get the satellite. They get the information. Like technology spreads. Basically, yeah. But what they were trying to do is they're working on so they can preserve the materials. So basically, like these rockets, they're hard to land because they're huge. So they
just chuck them into the water.
Yeah, but
then
they
retrieve them.
They can retrieve the
okay,
stuff.
Good, because I was thinking like that
materials,
can't be good for the aquatic life in that water. Is there aquatic life, or is it like kind of like man-made water?
I think it's man-made, but
Right.
I can't.
Hope.
I don't think it affects the animals.
Yeah. Could you imagine if you were a fish and you were just swimming along in a big rocket, just like
I'd probably try to eat it, bro.
eat it if you were a fish?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be one aggressive fish.
Yeah, you're probably a piranha, pal.
I bet you're a catfish. You kind of look like a catfish.
Well, yeah, you kind of look like a guppy fish.
All right, I digress. Let's move on.
So the first space station was launched April 19th, 1971. This is where the USSR comes back and like, bang!
So they clap back.
They clapped back, but it wasn't nearly as much because I'd rather land on the moon.
I've got an important question for you at the end of this. I got to pose.
Oh.
But keep going. My bad for
USSR,
interrupting.
yep. So that's basically where people can go, like, in space for a little bit if they need to, like, stop in and then they get information there, yeah. But Mars 3. Meow! Luna, be quiet! But, Mars 3, first spacecraft to soft land on Mars.
Wait, you had a cat named Luna?
Yeah, like the moon.
It's kind of ironic.
I'm allergic to cats, too, so I don't really...
Was she hairless?
Yeah.
I can't see her. Where is she?
She's in the corner over there. She's pondering on something.
Understandable.
Yeah, so Mars 3, pretty important. Landed on Mars, so yeah. So U.S. orbited Mars, Mariner 9. It became the first spacecraft to circle around another planet after it completed an orbit around Mars. There was photographs sent by Mariner 9 that showed Mars have varied geology and weather. So yeah, showed Mars to have varied geology and weather. Yep.
Geology as in like
Life.
Landmarks.
Or not life.
Mars does not have life. You were just
Not
talking
life.
about
Not
how
life.
we
Not
define
life. Like landmarks and
Understandable.
different stuff.
Reasonable mistake there.
Skylab 1. So it was the first orbiting laboratory from the United States, so they clap back a little bit, on May 14, 1973. It was a success, despite technical glitches at the start.
No.
It orbited Earth for 6 years, so that's a whole 6 years. Think about
Technical
6 years.
glitches could be fatal in space exploration.
Yeah, but they fixed it.
That's
okay?
good. That's all that
But
matters.
it did
really,
end up
safety.
deteriorating and fell into the Indian Ocean.
Oh,
But it hosted 3 crews
Definitely
of
took
3
out some fish.
astronauts who lived on the station for a total of 168 days.
wait. So 3 astronauts were in it when it crashed in the Indian Ocean?
I don't think they were in it. When
Okay,
the
so it-
crashed, but, I'm not aware of that.
All
But
right, you don't know that.
Viking 1 and 2 was when NASA launched the spacecrafts, and they both landed on Mars the following year. It became the first U.S. spacecraft to land on the Red Planet.
The red planet.
They
Mars.
sent photos that deepen the knowledge about the planet's atmosphere.
Is that the one that's still going? There's one that's. Is it the rover?
I think it's the rover.
The rover's still cooking.
Which is a understanding of water vapor in the American atmosphere.
There's water vapor in the atmosphere of Mars?
They actually conducted biology experiments intended to look for signs of life. They provided no indication of living microorganisms near the landing zone, so
I think
No
water
life.
could be a telltale sign. Like that. I mean, that means that there could be habitants on there if there is
could
water.
have been, but
Because water is like
not
a real
anymore, so
necessity.
let's drop it. There you go.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Voyager 2 actually transmitted images from Uranus or Uranus, however you want to say it, but yeah. So
I think it's
January.
Uranus.
I think some people pronounce it different ways, and I didn't want them to get confused about what planet I was talking about, so
I
let's keep
understand.
going here.
Yep.
So January 24th, 1986, Voyager 2 launched into orbit with Voyager 1. They began transmitting images from Uranus. I'm going to say Uranus, but Uranus.
Like the vulgar term.
In it's not vulgar, it's actually a planet. So the massive planet showed some signs of boiling oceanic water. Think about that.
Boiling. Wait, so Uranus has boiling water?
Oceanic water, yeah.
That's insane. Could you imagine swimming in that ocean?
I'd probably die.
I would never swim in there. Not gonna lie.
Voyager 2 also found 10 new moons and 2 new rings around Uranus.
10 moons?
Yeah.
In rings?
Yep. Voyager 2 would become the only spacecraft to study all 4 of the solar system's outer planets at close range. So think about it. It's pretty versatile. All 4 solar system outer planets at close range. So, you know the Hubble Space Telescope? You ever heard of that?
I've heard of it, but I don't really know what it is, like the details on it.
It was the first device placed in space to orbit the Earth. It was a great leap forward. But it was developed by NASA along with the European Space Agency. So, yeah. Named after
NASA
Edwin Powell
Europeans,
Hubble.
like, teamed up?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
They pretty much teamed up a little bit.
Hubble.
It's located high above clouds. It's able to capture high-resolution images of space. So, you know when they did the video of the moon landing and it was pretty low quality?
Yeah,
so this
why
pretty
it
much
looks like
ups
it's
the
made in
stakes here.
Hollywood.
And we can get... I know you did not just say that to me.
Do they have high-quality pictures of the flag on the move now?
Probably. I mean, I don't know. The flag probably fell off, I'm going to be honest. But
how's it going to fall off? Nothing's
think
gonna
about the
touch it.
wind, bro. Like,
There's
just,
wind on the moon. The moon doesn't have an atmosphere, I don't think.
there could still be
I think
like...
it has a gravitational pull, but not an
Yeah, the
atmosphere.
gravitational pull could pull it out of the ground.
No, it would pull it into the moon.
All right, pal. You can keep it shut. But,
Right. The footprint's still there?
dude, do you see footprints on the ground, like, all the time? No.
Yeah. Well, what is the moon made out of? Let's elaborate on that real quick. Let's get into that. What is the moon made out of?
I don't...
Cheese? I heard it was made out of cheese. Probably not, though. Pretty sure that one's a rumor.
I don't know what you're talking about. But I don't think it's cheese. If it was cheese, bro, that'd be like an infinite supply of food.
A lot of Cheez-Its we could be making.
It's a dense metallic core, actually, pal. It's made
metallic
of iron,
core, though. But what's like
iron
the
and
crust?
nickel. It's relatively small.
So you
but-
were saying if the Earth eventually runs out of natural resources, could we possibly use this stuff? Someone said, "Is the moon made out of cheese?"
No, it's not. But
No, it is not. Fairy tales say
if
it
you
is,
thought
but
that,
it's
you're
not.
actually stupid. So.
Well, let's not be disrespectful, but you are kind of silly if you think that the.
You just thought that. You just thought
I
that.
would say that.
You just thought
I
that.
posed as an opportunity, as an option. It could be. I don't think it is. It could be. I think it's made out of dust.
You're dust.
You're dust.
You're
pal.
dust. But the Galileo probe was
Isn't Galileo like a artist or something?
no,
'Cause
he's a
there's
space
a song
astronomer.
by Queen, I think, and it says like Galileo.
I know you're not talking about Beyonce right now.
That's not Beyonce, bro. Let's look up who Galileo is really quick.
It's the space dude.
Oh, okay.
You're stupid. It's a spacecraft
Definitely isn't.
launched into space from the shuttle Atlantis. Arrived at Jupiter 6 years later. You had to wait 6 years, bro. You got to wait 6 years for that update. Can you imagine waiting like 6 years for your console to update?
It's horrible.
Yeah, they take.
I mean, honestly, though,
but
if
honestly,
it's,
it's
about
worth
Jupiter,
it. Though.
yeah,
It's
I would
worth
wait.
it. Spacecraft
definitely
explored
wait.
Jupiter and its moons for almost 4 years. Found indication of melted saltwater ocean. Under
Melted salt water.
Yeah.
So that means there could be
Yep.
life on Jupiter too, as well. I wonder if
Just
we're
because there's
exploring
melted salt water does not mean there's life.
water is a necessity in life.
Yeah, but it could be a sign, but it's not like a thing. Like,
Yeah, it's not telltale, but
but
like
a big thing is the International Space Station. It's launched in 1998. It's a multinational, habitable,
habitable. Is that the word?
yeah, it's habitable,
All right.
satellite located in Earth's lower orbit. Biggest artificial body in space, and it can be seen with the naked eye at times. Have you ever looked in the sky?
Is it still out there right
Yep,
now?
yep, yep.
As of now, it's still
You
out
can
there.
look in the sky at times and see it with your bare naked
Launched
eye.
in 1998.
Yep.
So that means how long's it been out there for?
It's been out there since 1998, so whatever, 24 plus
1998, 24,
26
10,
years.
11.
26 years.
Long time.
13 people. Well, there's usually a lot of people there. Like, there's people who say they're not a lot, but like They've witnessed many milestones, among them the biggest gathering in space, 13 people.
13 people were in space at a time?
Yeah, the
What do you
longest
think they do in
spacewalk
space?
at 8 hours and 56 minutes.
They were walking in space?
Yep.
Like they were just on
Yep.
strings, just walking around.
I don't know
with no
about
gravity?
strings. I bet they have some higher like tech stuff, but yeah. So the first space tourist, Dennis Tito. he was a-
So this guy's he's not a space studier. He's just a dude.
yeah, he's
He
got
wanted to go to space.
a
so-
load of money. Like he's got.
Oh, so he just paid him and he was like, "Send me up there."
Yeah, he's a millionaire businessman from California. He became the first paying passenger to travel into outer space.
That's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, think about that. You can get anything with money nowadays, and
Yeah,
they say
it's
money
horrible.
doesn't buy you happiness.
I mean, not directly. It could buy space, but not happiness always. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it could be a key
Dude,
to happiness.
You
but-
can, if you got money, bro, and you're not happy, like,
Well, you
could
could be
buy,
the
like, a
richest man
fast
alive,
car.
But imagine you have no friends, no family, richest person alive. I'd rather be like.
all right, but
middle
you can
class with
like
friends
buy
and
some
family.
friends at that point, bro.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be true friends. They'd be just mid.
Yeah, but you could buy like some nice car, go super fast.
So you'd rather have a car than friends? Is that what you're saying?
Not necessarily, but I'd rather have both.
You'd rather have the stack of money you could just swim in.
Yeah, but
It's kind of understandable, honestly.
yeah. So basically, Tito, he's just a beast. He just.
He just rode that rocket
Yeah.
into space.
But the Mars rover landing occurred on August 6, 2012.
Oh, so this is the one that's still going, I believe, right?
I'm gonna have to wait on that, but I'm pretty sure.
I've seen something and it's like playing a song. I saw
Yeah,
on
it is
TikTok.
still operating on Mars. So
I
yeah,
don't know how, really.
it is still operating
this
on Mars,
is, but
It's
I don't know
still
if it's.
operating. On
I
Mars.
saw on TikTok it was playing a song, like a little song. I'll look it up. Let's
a
look up.
song.
Yeah, it's like singing a song. I'll look up Mars rover song. So while I'm looking this up, do you think what do you think the rover is like benefiting for us?
Dude, you get pictures of the whole atmosphere, man. You get to see.
This might be it. Happy lonely birthday. Is his name Curiosity?
I believe so.
Curiosity landed on Mars. I don't think this is it. Oh yeah, it sings happy birthday to itself whenever it's his birthday.
Isn't that cool?
It's pretty cool. Could you imagine being an alien and you just walk across this thing?
So what you're hearing right now is the Mars singing
It's
happy
the Mars rover. They use high technology to make vibrations in the air and sing a happy birthday song to itself.
Yeah. So, yeah, that occurred. And then Elon Musk,
Elon Musk, that's...
he's a big space guy now.
Yeah.
He's obviously made his wealth through Tesla, but
What's his space company called?
SpaceX.
SpaceX. And
Yeah.
then Twitter is called X.
So, funny story, my dad's friend actually works for a company that works with NASA, and he walked past Elon Musk one time.
He walked past him.
And then they gave each other the nod, like,
Wow.
yeah. The
So they're
respect
like...
nod.
They're
They're boys. pretty
close
much.
now.
But
Best friends.
his rocket returned to Earth on April 8th, 2016.
Elon's rocket did?
Yeah. He made his first landing aboard a drone ship at sea. So this is
drone
where I'm
ship.
talking about with the sea stuff. After dropping off cargo to the International Space Station.
What exactly is a drone ship?
So yeah, it's basically a ship that goes out to sea. So there's no risk of it hitting like any buildings or anything like that.
Okay.
So yeah, it goes out to sea for the ship to land on, so they can preserve the ship and basically save money. Because you know how much money it takes to build rockets like these? It's multi-million dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So so basically, Musk, his company can reuse rockets and save a bunch of money. So it's a big achievement right there. So NASA's Cassini spacecraft mission may have found an interesting possibility beyond the asteroid belt. One of Saturn's moons contains a chemical reaction beneath its icy surface that may suggest it can support life.
One of
yeah.
Saturn's moons, you said? One of several?
So it basically, it's just one. It's the one, but it can support life.
Oh, nice.
It could, but
Possibly.
suggested that. So yeah, so that's basically about space exploration. I believe it's very important that we keep building on this so we can learn
Okay,
about
so
cool information.
my question, I think I have two questions. So what do you think the space race, what do you think the finish line, like hypothetically, of the space race is? Or do you think there
space
is
race
no
is
finish
over.
line?
It was basically the first country to land on the moon.
Okay, so by saying that, you think the USA has won?
Yeah, they won. They landed on the moon first.
For sure, the USA won. Do you think you're a little biased because that's where you live and you reside?
No, because it's a big achievement. No matter what country did it,
That's
it would have
true.
been a big achievement to land on the moon.
Wasn't China involved in the space race a little bit at the start, and then they kind of backed out
I
of
think
it?
they were involved a little bit, but I
Yeah.
mean, not as much as the Soviets.
Yeah,
and
because I
USA.
think it's the same thing with the Cold War. Like China had a little involving.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll catch you later on the Big Black Couch.
peace.